Welcome back to my channel. So I DIY'd 3 bohemian home decor using unconventional items from IKEA. I personally love watching IKEA hack videos here on YouTube, and I wanted to create some pieces for myself. So make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the video and give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more DIY and home decor projects. Let's just go ahead and get started. For the first DIY, I used 2 placemats from IKEA, each for $5. I've been obsessed with this natural woven material lately, and when I saw these in the kitchen section, I immediately gravitated towards them and had to pick them up. Each placemat is about 15 inches in diameter. I also picked up 2 round mirrors from Michaels, and these were 10 inches in diameter, which is a perfect fit for inside the placemats. I started by removing the tags and covers from all the items. I then kinda eyeballed the positioning of each mirror, and as long as it looks nice and centered, then it's good to go. I used a mix of E6000 glue and hot glue to attach a mirror to the center of the placemat. I pushed the mirror in place for about a minute to make sure the glues are adhering properly, especially since the placemat is super textured because of the material it's made out of. Also, a little tip here. If you use a mix of these 2 glues in any of your projects, make sure to always start with the E6000 and then add the hot glue. This is because hot glue dries super fast, and if you add the glues in the reverse order, your hot glue will already be dried and useless by the time you have the E6000 on the piece, if that makes sense. In the next step, I used some jute rope that I had in my craft stash and hot glued that all around the mirror. This helped to hide the edge of the mirror, and it also added a nice boho detail to the piece. I also really liked that the color of the jute rope was very close to the placemat, so it kind of blended in as if it was really one piece. I glued the jute rope in small sections and used small amounts of hot glue each time to make sure no excess glue gets on the mirror or the placemat for a nice clean finished look. I then repeated all the steps in the exact same order for the second set of placemat and mirror. I wanted to make 2 identical wall mirrors because I'm thinking of eventually creating a gallery wall in our master bedroom, and I thought 2 of these would look cool. Plus, I have an obsession with mirrors, so for me, the more the merrier. In the last step, I used the same jute rope to create a loop on the back of each piece, so these mirrors can actually hang from the wall. I hot glued the loops in place, and that finished off this first IKEA hack project. Super easy and quick to create, and I absolutely love how these boho mirrors turned out. But honestly, they would look good decorated in any design style room and not just bohemian. In the second DIY, I used a set of trivets from IKEA. This set includes 3 cork trivets and sells for $3.99, and you can find these in the kitchen section as well. I wanted to create a candle holder with these trivets that can hold both taper candles and also tea lights. I started by removing the cork trivets from their packaging. I grabbed 3 tea lights and placed them on one of the trivets in a triangular arrangement. For this project too, I eyeballed the position of the tea lights instead of trying to measure out the perfect distance for each of them. I just made sure to look at it from the top, and once I was happy with the placement, I grabbed a marker and traced out where each one was located on the cork piece. After that, I carefully cut out each circle with my X-Acto knife, making sure to get a nice clean edge as much as possible. I also wanted these holes to be a perfect fit for the tea lights and not loose, so once I had all 3 carved out, I pushed the tea lights in and cut a little more of the cork where it was needed. Next, I basically repeated the exact same steps with another trivet piece, but this time with taper candles. To trace out the circle base for these candles, I placed the already cut trivet on a new one to make sure the new holes are inside the previous 3 holes, if that makes sense. I then used the black marker to outline these as well. At this point, the trivets were kinda looking like the shock face emoji. Anyways, I went ahead and cut these circles out too with my X-Acto knife, once again making sure that they're a tight fit for the taper candles. In order to assemble this combo candle holder, I used a mix of E6000 and hot glue. I glued the trivet with taper candle holes on top of the trivet with no holes. Then, I glued the one with the tea light holes on top of that, making sure that the holes are centered and aligned. To complete this candle holder, I took it outside and spray painted a terracotta color and let it dry for about an hour. I opted in for terracotta because I feel like it's a color that's very commonly used in boho design. But make sure to paint yours whatever color you want, and you can also use some good old acrylic paint instead of spray paint. As always, don't forget to customize it. That completed the second IKEA hack DIY decor, and I think it came out really cute. I also like that it functions with 2 types of candles, and using the trivet set was perfect for creating this project. I'm thinking that this would be great for decorating this upcoming fall too, just because the terracotta color goes so well with the warm and orangey tones of the season. For the last project, I created a piece that can be used as a planter or a centerpiece for a tabletop. I used a bamboo tray from IKEA that sells for $2.99, and I'm just now realizing that this too was from the kitchen section. Lots of luck for me in the kitchen department at IKEA this time around. All I used for creating this decor piece was the tray, a pack of popsicle sticks from the dollar store, and some natural raffia. Again, super easy and quick DIY, just like the last 2. I started by hot gluing 1 popsicle stick to the side of the tray at a 90-degree angle, making sure that it was straight. The first couple popsicle sticks set the tone for the rest of them to be straight, so it's important to take the time to ensure that they're glued nicely in place. After that, I simply repeated the same process over and over all the way around the tray until the whole piece was covered. 1 pack of popsicle sticks from the dollar store was enough for this project, and I had about a dozen left after I was done. I was initially going to paint these popsicle sticks using some warm toned acrylic colors, but I decided to leave it as is because I just really liked the natural look and that each one was slightly different and gave the piece a nice texture. But you can totally paint your piece or even spray paint it to what matches your aesthetics. So instead, I used some natural raffia that I had in my craft stash and threaded it through every other popsicle stick. I went around the whole piece and made a knot at the end to secure the raffia in place and cut the excess off. That was it for this last IKEA DIY decor project, and I think it turned out really cute with a simple boho touch. This too would be great for the holiday season if you can imagine decorating some faux pumpkins or even some ornaments in it to go on top of your dining table. I hope that you enjoyed these boho inspired IKEA hack DIYs and try to recreate some of them for yourself. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll catch you in my next video.